Okay, so I touched on it in my last video, but right now I'm just gonna do a quick in defense of video for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And this is just for a few that I've seen. Maybe I'll probably do two or three. I just want this to be pretty quick. So the first defense that I have is when people say it's just a pressing Y simulator. Like, you looked at these games that give you a lot of freedom of choice when it comes to what you do and how you like dispatch enemies in terms of combat, and you chose to play the lame way. That's nobody's fault but your own. You had the choice and you chose to do that. You chose, okay? You made the choice. I don't know what to tell. Another thing is when people say that the open world storytelling is worse than the linear one. Now, this one's obviously subjective. You're entitled to your own opinion. But I personally think that the open world storytelling actually gives it a lot more like a fun factor, in my opinion. Like, it makes it a lot more fun for me. Because I remember in one of my playthroughs, like in my first playthrough, I found Mineru early. Like, I wasn't supposed to find it yet. I saw the cloud thing and I was like, hey, I wonder what's in there. And then I just ended up finding her early and getting her early. So when it came time to go to the castle and she's like, there has to be a fifth guardian, they were just like, oh wait, you already found it. Okay, I guess you could go. I don't know what to tell you. However, I will say that it does lead to there being no real like stakes. Like, you're told that, oh yeah, Zelda's keeping Ganondorf at bay underneath the castle, and in Tears of the Kingdom, he's gathering power underneath the castle. And once he gets out, he's gonna start attacking everybody. But that's never going to happen. That's never gonna happen. Like, there's no real rush to do anything. You don't have to actually beat the boss. You can just do whatever you want, really. So it'd actually be really cool if there was like a version of it where, like, they like, oh yeah, Zelda's like, in the castle and holding him off, but then there's like power seeping through. There are more monsters in late game. There's more like there's tougher monsters, and some of them can even go into like the safe zones, villages and stuff. And then if you take way too long, it just starts, he just actually starts coming out, and things actually start going haywire. Like, and why am I? Why? What? Majora's the Mask. Huh. Pretty good. Okay, I might actually do something. Now, another thing I feel like I need to defend the game on is when people go, well, they miss the Zelda formula. And for me, that I've said it in the last video, but I'll say it again here. You had, like, every game before Breath of the Wild, and I think Hyrule Warriors was just that. You know what I mean? You had years of that. If you miss the Zelda formula, you can go back and play the Zelda games. There's nothing really stopping you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like these games being their own thing, apart from the Zelda formula, is not something that should be held against the games. I feel like it's something that actually, elevates the games more because they're actually so different. You know what I mean? And another thing that I feel like this is less of a defense and more of like me just pointing it out, the weapon breaking system. I do have a love-hate relationship with that because, like, I don't like it because there are times when I'll have an amazing weapon, but then it breaks and I'll be like, now I gotta find another one. Now I gotta find another one, and I don't like doing that. But also, it's a system that basically breaks forces of habit. You know what I mean? Like, it encourages you to go and to find more ways to fight, essentially. Because imagine you find a 5-shot Lionel bow, and it never breaks. Congratulations, you basically beat the game. You don't actually have to do anything else anymore. You can shoot, you can hold 999 arrows. In Breath of the Wild, it's of each arrow, and in Tears of the Kingdom, you can hold like 999 of anything and just use it to arrows. So really, like, if you have those bat's eyes, you don't really have to aim. If you have explosions, you don't have to aim. You have rubies or jewels, any other jewels, you don't have to aim anymore. You can just fire and it'll hit something. Could you imagine being Ganondorf like, finally, I found, oh, wow, that's like 100 arrows. That's 100 arrows and you've only shot like 20. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, you've just been killed. You're done. You're done.